Okay, there we go. Oh. All right, let me just tag you. Oh, shit. Do you have Rat Talk saved on your Facebook?
You say something.
Yeah, oh, I was just saying because I was trying to tag you in this post, but it's not letting me.
Wait, you're trying to tag the my official account, my personal Facebook, or you're talking about the Satanic Panic show official Facebook?
Both actually.
Oh. You might have some trouble with my personal because like I have that one set to private. My the Satanic Panic show one that's public. Anyone can tag that one.
All right, let's try this again.
Yeah, Twitter's public too, so yeah, got that one all together.
Oh shit, I'm not even going live on Twitter. I didn't even fucking realize that. Oh, god damn it. All right, whatever. Let's start this fucking show. All right.
Oh hell, rap motherfuckers get back, snort rails. Kick back with a six pack, yeah, he gon' do what he want, leaving others impaled. A podcast levels far beyond that. This ain't no bullshit, it's marsh pits and all that. Real talk for the still got tasted. Rat still spit jizz on your faces. Gone ape shit, blaze it and take it in. Rat talks, crack rolls and gin. Metalheads unite with a grin. Goddamn master man, that's real shit now. So open up your mind to smoke a bowl. A bunch of potheads getting stoned, you know how it go. It's the new show on the block, 100% uncut rock top.
Oh shit, everybody! It's another episode of Rat Talk. All right, good. I feel good now. Everything's working again. Last Rat Talk episode, everything was not working. I was really pissed.
We've all had those days.
I know, man, and it really fucking sucked. So I'm glad that everything's working now. We are back full force, and in this episode of Rat Talk, I've got the one, the only, the host of the Satanic Panic show, which is a family member over here at Famcast Media. Kwame Wahkan, is that how you say it, right? Kwame Wahkan?
You pronounced it perfectly right off the bat.
See, I always fuck up with fucking cool names. I'm not fucking shit. Like these fucking weird spelling names are so goddamn cool, you know.
I've heard it pronounced so many different ways, and also I just noticed right now on my screen that I have it spelled wrong because the K key doesn't exactly work.
Oh shit!
It was like that last podcast too, and I didn't even realize that either.
Oh, it was the same during the holiday special?
Yep, for the holiday special.
Oh my god. Nobody even noticed. Well, I mean, shit, you couldn't even really see what was going on the screen anyway.
Yes.
There's so many people that show, man. It was a whole lot. I mean, but yes, you are a member of the Famcast Media Network. So I'm glad that I'm finally able to have you on the show, man. Like it's awesome. Like I'm
Hey,
excited.
it's great to be here.
And I mean, okay, so let's talk about your show for a little bit then. Like, what's go ahead and give us a synopsis of it. What's the show to you?
Basically, the way I started off Satanic Panic, it was basically as a way to educate people about Satanism. I was getting a lot of requests about it. A lot of people were accusing Satanists of being like these devil worshippers, these evil people, and whatnot. So I was basically started that as a way to debunk a lot of that stuff. And then I also wanted to use it as a way to, platform, smaller and more independent metal artists. Because, the way I see, metal isn't really played on the radio as much as it should be. A lot of the heavy metal stations that, used to exist when I was a kid no longer exist. Even XM liquid metal, like they're now branching off, and now they're playing like trap metal and fusion metal and this and that and the other. I didn't feel like independent artists were getting the exposure that they ought to get. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just let everyone know my opinions on certain bands. And
I'm sorry, it was kind of like the scene was changing, but like there were still these bands that were coming up in this specific genre. And it was like the outlets that they did have are now expanding and like going into other shit where it was taking away their airtime for them.
Yep.
And yeah, and kind of just there to boom pick up the slack.
And then not only that, but like it's even with this whole COVID shit, like a lot of places that used to do shows for metalheads and punk bands, small bands like that, a lot of them are going permanently closed now. So the only way people can really know is through social media now.
Yeah, and so being that outlet now, and then you also have like a really good premise to your show and everything. Like you do talk about the headlines and everything, but the way you do it is a little better than the way we can pull it off.
I try. I mean, I need to put a little bit more work and effort into it. I have to admit, because lately I've been slacking. Although I have done like a few more. I'm kind of guilty of how should I say this, of branching out too, because not too long ago, I was followed by an artist. I don't want to reveal who he is just yet.
Okay.
But he's a country artist, and I'm like, is he lost or something? Like I didn't think that I would be popular among country musicians, but apparently this person followed me, and then another person followed me, and then they ended up commenting on like 2 of my videos. So I'm like, all right, now I have country fans watching my videos. So I'm like, you know what? This person is pretty famous. He has a blue check mark next to his name on Twitter. I might as well review him as an artist. And it's like 70% done. I just have to edit it and all that. So
I feel like that's a side effect though of creating a show and like and branding yourself as someone who is just like this is what I want to talk about. For you, it shows your open-mindedness, I guess. Because again, I don't want to say that you're branching out kicking.
Yeah, I'm not kicking anyone or any of the bands to the curb. I'm still going to be a heavy metal YouTuber, a heavy metal podcaster. I'm still going to collect albums and buy merch like everyone else.
I mean, okay, so where did the inspiration come from? I mean, we know why, like that was your idea of creating the show and everything, but I mean, where did what's your history with like podcasts and everything? Like what inspired you to get started?
Well, to be honest, this was actually my first time doing it. I think prior to this, before I even started calling it the Satanic Panic Show, I was just live streaming on Facebook to like my friends and whatnot, and like literally like either once a week or once every couple weeks, I would just do a live stream for like about an hour, and I would just have people commenting, suggesting things to talk about. like I said, I literally have like no podcasting or YouTube experience. I literally just learned how to do most of this stuff over the past 2 years. Just figured out how to use, certain video editing tools, certain audio editing tools. So yeah, but yeah, I never really done this before. I'm just winging it and winging it like right off the bat.
Oh shit. I mean, but okay.
I mean, you can kind of tell because it's kind of like I on my earlier episodes, you have like bad audio quality. I wasn't using phantom power at the moment. I was still using the USB port. I mean, not the USB port, the microphone port that was plugged into my motherboard, and that's pretty shitty.
But I mean, so you kind of just naturally fell into this, like okay, so like for me, I'm a real big comedy fan. So like I listen to stand up and everything, and like I followed a lot of people, and podcast is basically where I can always listen to them every single day. So that was kind of like my but you were saying that you were doing live streams already, like already talking about your opinions on things, and like it was more of a natural entryway for you. And I mean, really all you did different was just pick up some equipment and start recording it.
Yeah, that was basically it. Like, I honestly didn't even think that many people would watch it. Like, I'm still surprised that some of my videos and episodes get like thousands of views. I'm like, how did this get like 2,000 views in one day? And then I was checking my statistics. Apparently, since I've been active, I've gotten at least 19,000 views on YouTube. And I'm like, that's weird because like I didn't. I'm just a small YouTuber, only 130 subscribers, and then all these views coming in. And then Facebook, that's even I've gotten even more views on Facebook, to be honest. People are sharing a lot of my band reviews. People are sharing a lot of my opinionated reviews. People are sharing like I've even got one of the high priestesses of a satanic temple to retweet some of my Satanist videos. So I'm like, all right, well, people are listening, so I guess I must be doing something right.
Well, okay, then that might have something to do with your upbringing. So like where have you gone to school? Where are you from? Like obviously I'm just gonna spitball this here. You lived overseas for a while. No, just kidding.
Well, my parents are like
you talk like such an American,
to be honest, I've been trying to find my natural voice for a while. Like the way I'm speaking right now, it's like this is technically my presenter voice.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, when I talk naturally, everyone says it sounds weird, and then when I talk like this, everyone else says it sounds weird. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't. So I'm like, all right, so I try to Americanize my voice a little bit, and then like it sound. They're like, oh, it sounds so fake. So then I try to to make it sound a lot more presentable, like the received pronunciation. And they're like, oh, well, that your accent sounds so weird. It sounds so fake. I'm like, fuck it. I might as well just not talk at all.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like exactly like you said. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like that's, and you know what? I can't really. I mean,
but yeah, but back to what you said about upbringing. Yeah, my mother is Italian and Native American, and my father is African and English. So it's like African English, and I think a little bit of Barbadian, Bajan.
Where did they meet?
Gosh, I'm not exactly sure because like my father's been living in the United States for quite a long time since like the 60s or something like that.
Oh wow!
Mother was born here because like my grandmother is Lenape Indian, Lenape Native American, and I think one of my great grandparents is Italian. So I'm like all mixed up, to be honest.
Okay, so you were born here then?
Yep.
Wow.
1994.
Man, see, that's a trip, dude. So
90,
it was just
the 90s, baby.
So I'm guessing. So your dad didn't drop the accent, obviously.
He kind of, sort of, like he kind of Americanized it a little bit, but it sounds a lot better than mine.
His American accent. So okay, so I guess basically what I'm trying to get at it is like where does that accent come from? Like, did you grow up did you go to school overseas or anything? Like, are you
Well,
from?
I live around like a lot of, I guess you could say immigrants. So I literally everyone had an accent growing up. The
Okay.
town that I went to preschool shortly, what was it, like about an hour away from Princeton. And like basically two of the teachers had an accent there. Like all of the kids, they came from all over. I had two other people I know that came from, I think, Croydon. And then like five other kids I knew, they came from the islands. So like I guess you could say in UK English is a lot different than American English. So the way we spelled words, the way we pronounced words. I mean, I still spell and pronounce the words the same way. Like I know you spell. I don't want to get into this again, but the whole aluminum and aluminium thing that we did in the holiday special.
It's funny. I was gonna bring that up too. I was like, okay, because it was following that line. But yeah, okay. So wait, it's spelled differently. I didn't even realize that. I mean, because the spelling means a lot.
Yes. Yeah. We the thing is, like, I notice in a lot of Americanized books, like they don't spell words with U anymore. Like the word neighbor is spelled with a U, armor is spelled with a U, color is spelled with a U. Program that's spelled with an extra M and an extra E.
Hmm.
Gosh, I'm trying to think of all the other things that we spelled. Oh, tire, because I have to get my tires replaced tomorrow. Tire is spelled with a Y instead of an I. So, but yeah, that's one of the things I got when I was in school. Like everyone was like, "Oh, Kwame, where exactly are you from?" Because like, I mean, your words are spelled correctly, but they're not spelled the way anyone else spells them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was getting that all throughout both primary school and in college. So,
man, so that's a trip like that. Like, so that accent literally is from just growing up here and having I guess, like your
I mean,
dad.
don't get me wrong. I pronounce words like strangely though, because like being that I live in New Jersey, everyone has like I guess you can say a New Jersey accent. So sometimes I pronounce the word water instead of water. So
No,
and
believe
then
me.
and then not only that, but then I don't even notice when I'm doing it, but sometimes I code switch every now and then. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm around this way when I'm around my family, and then I'm completely different when I'm around my coworkers and my friends and whatnot.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say I talked to D enough to know I did know exactly what the New Jersey accent sounds like.
Yeah.
I could pick it up, dude, eventually. All right, man. So this I mean, that's a fucking trip, dude. Like you're blowing my mind right now. Like I thought you were like, oh yeah, I was born in England and my father came here when I was like 5 or whatever.
Yeah, I'm just an English guy living in the United States, completely lost.
Well, I mean, and then it's translating to such good content, man. Like you are basically one of our best shows that we have on Famcast Media for sure, and you have such a good
No, I think it was D, because it was actually D that got me like kind of inducted me into Famcast Media. So
he's
I
such
mean, wouldn't it wouldn't D probably has the best show, I'd say, in my honest opinion. I mean, that's no insult to you, because I love your show too. But,
no. Yeah, totally, I get it, man. Because you're right, dude. Because D is he's the father of Famcast for sure. Like he's the one that's kind of basically he did round us all up and put us brand us and everything. And but yeah, no, man, I like your show is like one of the best. It is one of the best ones, like on paper and in quality too. Like the content that you have out there, man, it's good. And you have your niche of.
I can improve a lot. I still think there's a lot of room for improvement. Like I said, I'm working on it.
And you know what though, that when you say that and everything, but like I'm trying to follow your lead. Like, oh shit, like see, I need to have something like like something to focus on, like Kwame does on his shows whenever he puts them out and everything. So like, I mean, dude, the better you get, the better I get. So of course, man, like I feel like that's what we should be doing is just building up on each other. So I'm very honored to have you on the show finally. I mean, I should have done this a long time ago, but I didn't feel worthy. I'm not worthy. Weird.
I didn't even know you were a fan of Wayne's World either.
Oh, dude, yeah, I fucking love the class. I was actually,
But then again, what metalhead isn't a fan of Wayne's World?
yeah, exactly, dude. I was Wayne for Halloween one year, man. I could totally pull it off, dude.
Yo, that was one sick Halloween. That would have been one sick Halloween costume. I'm not gonna lie,
dude. I fucking lost the hat too. I have no idea where my hat is, but well, I'll fucking find it. I'll find it and I'll wear it just for you, man. But okay, so you are like you are a Satanist. Like that's what the whole show was about. Like you said, like you were there debunking.
I kind of named it Satanic Panic, basically, ironically, as a way, it was named after, the Satanic Panic movement in the 1980s, where basically everyone was claiming that Satanists were part of the government and, certain religious organizations, the police force.
Well, I mean,
and
wasn't the Illuminati also like that was like very still like, yeah, if you're a Satanist,
Illuminati and all that other stuff, basically it's like they took some Alex Jones conspiracy theories and, some sort of, I guess you could say, anti-Semitic conspiracy theories, and basically the lowest common denominator, and just pinned everything on Satanists.
Yeah.
And my whole thing is like, well, the Satanic Panic movement is like, well, what's the best way I can put this? It's basically, this irrational fear. And my thing is like, I named it ironically because, I'm a Satanist. I'm disproving all these stereotypes about Satanists. I mean, I hate to put the race card into it, but, I'm a black dude. So like most people are like, oh, well, Satanists are racist and this and that and the other. And I'm like, they see this black dude on YouTube and he's a Satanist and, he's getting along well with everyone else. Yeah. So, but yeah, it was basically just to dispel all of the myths about Satanism, let everyone know that there's really nothing to be afraid about. We don't worship the devil. We don't sacrifice children or animals. And we don't, we're just not like the way everyone else projects us to be.
All right. So then what was your introduction to Satan and Satanism and everything? Like, I mean, did it start with heavy metal music like everybody says? Like
actually it didn't start with heavy metal. I was actually still a Christian. Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, go for it. I was just saying, everyone says like, oh, if you listen to heavy metal, then you're a Satanist, blah blah blah. Like,
yeah, it didn't even lead for it didn't even start from heavy metal with me. I was a Christian. I was actually raised in a church. My family's religious. My uncle, he was a pastor for a very long time. That was until he passed away in 2010. But I was very involved in the church. I sang in the church choir. I basically would meet with the pastor every Sunday. I went to Sunday school. I was heavily involved in, the youth ministry.
You keep his hands.
Yeah, I was like drunk off of Jesus juice.
Oh no.
And I didn't really become skeptical of religion until it was shortly after my uncle had passed away in 2010. I'm like, he was a man of God. He died of cancer. I was really upset about it. And but I still remained active in the church. Still read the Bible every night, still went to church every Sunday. But, the way, seeing how so many Christians were behaving, they would say one thing, they would act one way when they're in church. And then when church is over and the doors open up and they go out in the streets, they would act completely different. You would see Christians talking about people for example, like the whole LGBTQ thing. You would have all these Christians talking all this crap about people in the LGBTQ community. And then they would leave church and they're going around sleeping with every Tom, Dick, and Harry. They're just so much lies and hypocrisy in the church. Yeah. And then I actually started reading the Bible, and then like actually reading it, not like reading it as a kid, but reading it as, from a skeptical perspective.
Yeah.
You see so much contradictory, so much violence, and you're like, Christians aren't even acting the way that Jesus told them to act. They're just acting, they're just cherry picking and doing whatever the hell that they want. And then they think that if they repent at the last moment, then they're going to go up into heaven. And yeah, they think that makes them a good person. It doesn't.
Yeah,
I don't know.
No, yeah, you're absolutely right, dude. Because that's, I mean, I wasn't as involved in the church as far as, like as far as that, like going, to choir and like going every Sunday and everything. But like, I did talk, like I would have meetings with the priest and everything. I did my sacrament. Like, I grew up Catholic, so that's, yeah, I did like my sacraments and everything. I went to it wasn't Sunday school, but it was something like that. And like yeah, yeah, man, like the people there, and like my experience, like my whole experience was just like, man, like this is yeah, like, it's so hypocritical. It's so hypocritical and fake, and like these people aren't good people, like,
Yep.
I mean, but
Well, I'm not going to lie. The Catholic Church is somewhat tolerable. I think the most tolerable religion, in my honest opinion, would be the Anglican Church. But then again,
okay.
We did break away from the Catholic Church many centuries ago. So
Yeah, exactly. I mean, no, yeah, it wasn't. That's why, like, it wasn't that bad, but like, I was pretty involved in church and everything. Like, I didn't do the choir or anything, but I was like in the plays. Like, we would reenact the Stations of the Cross, or like, there was a whole huge like Christmas act out that we did of like the angel coming down and shit like that. And yeah, I was actually really, I was like, okay, so in our Christmas thing, the main, like the big ooh look at me moment was the Archangel Gabriel, because like we had like a big old stand and everything. He had a whole like he had a whole set of lines and all of that. And I yeah, my brother and I, both of us, yeah, Ryan and I were both the Archangel Gabriel. And then for the Stations of the Cross, reacting those, both you and I were also the Jesus, like we were, people in the church knew who we were, but we were like some real, like we were the bad kids, dude. Like we said fuck and everything. Like we talked about smoking, like sneaking off and smoking weed and stuff. Like, yeah, like the shit that we did, and like, oh man,
the devil's lettuce.
Dude, that's why, dude, man. Catholic girls are fucking, oh, really, just, yeah, like the Catholic schoolgirls and everything that were there. Woo. Got into some trouble, man.
I guess the rumors really are true. I saw that once in Boys in the Hood, but I never actually believed it until, I became 21 and I started, meeting all these different women. I'm like, gosh, it really is true. These Catholic girls really are pretty wild.
Yeah, man. It's fucking nuts. But okay, so you did the whole church thing, like you were very devout, and then once you started reading the Bible from a skeptical perspective, that's when you're like, oh shit, like so what led like towards Satanism? Like, was it just to spite the church and the way you're growing up, like just to be like,
well, actually not you can finish.
No, that was it. Like I was just being like, nah, like I'm just gonna go the exact opposite of that.
Not exactly. I guess you can say around 19 is when I officially had stopped going to church. Basically, I was getting more involved into, history, Afrocentrism, how basically Christianity was brought to Africa and how it was, basically used to, make Black people more servile. So I'm like, the rest of that, I became, I guess you can say I became I was a lapsed Christian for like 19 to 20, and then from 20 to 21, I was just a hardcore atheist. Like I was not just atheist as in I don't believe in God, but I was like anti-theist. I'm like, religion is bad. Religion is responsible for this and that and the other. Religion, is a way to, control the thoughts and mind process of, people in the Black community. Because I'm not sure if you've noticed this, but you probably won't have experience in this, but if you're Black and you tell somebody that you don't believe in God, they look at you as if like you're an alien from another planet, like you've said something like so wrong and so bad.
Now, are
And
you like saying it to just some random person or like to another black person? Because I mean, dude, it is, yeah, like you're absolutely right. Like like God was just shoved, into the community as like, yeah, like salvation and like more servitude and everything. And
and yep.
so when you say something like that, are you speaking to another black, like religious black person, or do you mean just to any religious person at all?
Like, I'm mostly talking about like other religious black people, because I'm not sure, not too many people know this, but African Americans are the most religiously committed group here in the United States.
Yeah.
Around like 70 to 80% of African Americans believe in Christianity, and then the rest either believe in, either Islam or some other traditional religion. And to be, a black atheist and now a black Satanist, I'm pretty much a minority inside of another minority. So I get a lot of weird responses, because I happen to be a black and not believe in some sort of deity or some sort of religion.
Yeah, like not believe in something at least.
Yep. But yeah, my family overall has been very kind of accepting. They kind of warmed up to it. Like my mother, not so much. She doesn't like the sigil of Baphomet I have on the back wall. She doesn't like when I wear the necklace. So when my parents, do visit me from time to time, she allows me to keep the flag up because, it covers like all my, covers up my bookshelf and whatnot. But this, yep. But being that my mom is, she met a man, she's about to get married and whatnot. He doesn't know that I am a Satanist, so I just keep all of that to myself. When I go to family reunions and gatherings, I basically have to, come as a different person. Now, on my father's side of the family, my father, he was a little bit upset about it. Like there was a time where he stopped talking to me. He stopped talking to me on Facebook about it because he was a little bit upset, and I had thought that I originally thought he disowned me, but he was like, "Oh no, I didn't disown you. It's just that it was something hard to come by. Don't ever make it feel like I don't love you. You always be my son. I'll always be there for you." Me and my father have a very good relationship.
Yeah.
Even when I speak to him about religious topics and whatnot, sometimes I find himself being a little bit skeptical of the church. He's still religiously committed. He still goes to church. I mean, I still have respect for, my childhood pastors, but I just can't follow religion. I don't really like the way that the direction that the church is going.
Yeah.
And I personally think that a person can live a good quality life without having to, believe or worship anything.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, dude, it's so funny. Like, like I can totally relate to everything that you're saying. Like because that's exactly how I feel. I feel the same exact way. Like I did the whole Catholic thing and everything, and I could have easily gotten to Satanism and all that and been a devout Satanist like you are and everything, but I just I didn't, and I settled in it, and that's kind of where I felt it. Like if I had to choose a religion, it probably would be Satanism, to be honest with you. Like that's the one that makes more sense to me. It makes me feel like everyone that is involved in it, like they have an understanding that we are all just different people. We're all different human beings and everything, and like we have our opinions no matter what it is. As long as you're a good person at the end of the day, then it just kind of doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah. Because I think the only way I officially knew about Satanism is because I had literally met another Satanist through, I think it was on my original Twitter before I abandoned that account and mainly started using the Satanic Panic account for my official Twitter now. But another person was like, you know what, you ever hear about LaVeyan Satanism? And I'm like, I know that it's an atheistic religion, but I've never actually like read any of the books or anything like that. So that kind of like piqued my curiosity. Like, all right, well, maybe I should read the book and see what it's about. And I like the whole idea of, rugged individualism, how, you're responsible for your own life, how, no one can tell you what to think. No one can tell you how to think. No one can tell you how to live your life or dictate or dictate anyone else's life. You live according to your own standard, as long as you don't hurt anyone else and as long as you respect everyone else and their decision.
Amen.
And that's something that you don't really see among other, religions.
Yeah, definitely. And it's that's what that's.
But yeah, ever since that person introduced, suggested that I should research LaVey and Satanists, I'm like, this is I wouldn't say religion, but the philosophy that I want to live by. Like, I'm not a part of any, I guess you could say, official satanic church. I consider myself a non-denominational Satanist because there's ideological differences between all the satanic, I guess you can say, organizations out there.
Mm-hmm.
I have to ask, what organizations are you familiar with? Everyone knows about the Church of Satan, and everyone kind of knows about the Satanic Temple. But I just recently this year found out that there were many other sects of Satanism that I wasn't aware of.
Yeah, no, honestly, I can't say that I was aware of any other one either. Like, I mean, it sounds like a good idea. It kind of sounds like, what Christianity also did though too, where it's just like like another branch. So it's a little ironic. But I had no idea that there were other legs of Satanism.
Yeah, but it's mostly based on ideology and implementation. Because the Church of Satan, they tend to stay to themselves. They don't like getting involved into politics or anything like that. Whereas the Satanic Temple is seeing that Christians are starting to overstep their boundaries. So what they're doing is they're like, all right, well, if you want to overstep your boundaries, then we're going to overstep our boundaries. You want the 10 commandments on public property? Well, you know what? We're going to put a statue of Baphomet on public property. And then when Christians start complaining, we're going to be like, hey, we're just following the same law that you set up. We're calling you out on the rule. We're playing by your rules. Yeah. So and basically what they're doing is they're trying to bait Christians into supporting the separation of church and state.
Yeah, exactly.
So I can't really get mad at them for that, because they're like trolling on like level 100, and that's what I like.
Dude, and that statue is sick, man. I've seen it. It's awesome.
But shortly after that, I think it was 2015, I met a chapter head of the Satanic Temple. His name was Damian Bale. And shortly after that, I'm guessing there was ideological differences between him and the founder of the Satanic Temple, Lucian Greaves. So he left, and he started his own agency called the United Aspect of Satanism, which is more of I guess you could say, a more humanistic version of Satanism. Basically, they take every religion has like this one, I guess you can say, deity that is seen as, the evil deity, whether it be Loki, whether it be Baal, whether it be Beelzebub, anything like that. And he basically has them set up into different, I guess you can say, different categories, and each category represents certain tenets. Now, I know I'm paraphrasing at this point because I don't have the book in front of me. Like, for example, the principle of Loki is more like is more like seen as festive, more of comedy, more of joy, things like that. I really wish I had the book right in front of me. I'm gonna have to dig through my stuff in order to find it. But if you're interested, it's called the Satanic Narratives by Damian Bale. If you ever think you want to read it,
I could probably do a quick search right now. What was it again?
The Satanic Narratives by Damian Bale.
He was the one that you met. This guy.
Which one now?
Oh, Damian Bale. Didn't you say that you met him? He's the one that started.
Yeah, I'm. It was in 2015 when they were doing the statue reveal in Detroit.
How's Bale sound? Just Bale.
Yeah, Baal.
A.
Yeah, he's just had another book that came out, I think, last year called Shit Happens. That one I still have yet to read. I had to buy it as soon as I could because I needed to add another book to my collection.
Mm-hmm.
But my goal is to try and at least maybe do a series where I just narrate the Bibles, because you don't really see anyone else doing that, and there's a lot of useful information in there that most people don't know about. So I don't know. I guess I don't really have the voice for narration though, so I apologize about that.
No, you definitely have the voice for narration. Don't ever think that. Because all right, I'm looking at it right now. So the Satanic Narratives, a modern Satanic Bible, is a foundational text thoroughly deconstructing Satan, the adversarial archetype, and the individualism of the left-hand path. This updated Satanic Bible marks a reformation in the religion of Satanism, accessible to the average reader and philosopher alike. Satanists who struggle to find meaning in LaVey's Rand inspired social Darwinism will embrace this new focus on activism and social justice, while the skepticism and circular ethics mirror that of humanism. This satanic philosophy goes much further, incorporating rebellion, unrelenting perseverance, being the outcast, the individualist, and the adversary. The characteristic of each aspect of the Satan archetype are meticulously explained and linked to the philosophy presented. This not only justifies why it is worthy of the name Satanism, but also answers the question of why it can only be called Satanism.
Pretty interesting, right?
That is like I want to
Yeah,
buy that.
it's a pretty short book.
Mhm.
I mean, if you're like heavily committed into it, you could probably read the whole thing in like maybe an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours.
Oh, totally. It's only $10, dude.
Yep. It literally came like 2 days after. I didn't even order it off of Amazon. I just ordered it like off of like one of these back end websites.
And it came all quick. That's awesome.
Yep, within 2 days. So, and
I mean,
but I do notice that Amazon does bundle it though. So if you do buy the Satanic Bible, 9 times out of 10, Amazon is going to recommend you buy the Satanic Narratives and the Satanic Companion book or the Satanic Practice.
Yeah, those are the two that were right here
Oh.
on Amazon. I'm looking at Amazon right now, and you're absolutely right.
Damien must be so happy about that. But another priest that I have to speak about is I'm not sure if you saw my interview with Aria de Mezzo.
Actually, no, I haven't seen that yet.
Well, basically, her story is she's a satanic priestess, founder of the Reformed Satanic Church, and she was running for sheriff in Keene, New Hampshire. Now, she ran as a Republican because the Republican that was supposed to be on the ballot, he had dropped out because of cancer treatment. So she won that election because all these Republicans just voted for her without even knowing who she was. And then they found out that she was both a Satanist and that she was transgender as well. So a lot of them had buyer's remorse and were like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we elected this woman. And then shortly after that, once she won that nomination, she went up against Eli Rivera. And here's the funny thing. The Republican Party in New Hampshire literally worked with the Democratic Party to try and defeat Aria de Mezzo. And unfortunately, she was defeated by Eli Rivera, the Democrat. So literally, the Republicans worked with the Democrat to defeat their own candidate. Funny, huh?
That was after the fact.
Yep, after they realized they voted her in without noticing. But yeah, she back to the whole thing about the Reformed Satanic Church. I don't think she has any holy books as I know it. But if she, I'll contact her and see if she does plan on writing any. But if she does, I'd be the first to read and review it.
So what exactly did she do as far as like you said she does the Reformed Church? So what's the definition of the Reformed Church?
Well, from the way she describes it, it's basically an anti-war type thing. She doesn't like the fact that a load of our tax money is being used to, fund wars in the Middle East and fund wars all throughout the world. Drone strikes, sending troops here and there and whatnot. And her whole thing is to try and disrupt the whole war machine. So she's like a big advocate for Bitcoin, a big advocate for smaller government, things like that. It's actually really relatable. She made a lot of good points. I mean, the only thing I disagree with her on is the mask mandate. She doesn't believe that. She believes that mask mandates are a overstep of the government. But I'm like, it's scientifically proven that masks work. But her whole thing is more about liberty rather than controlling the way people behave.
But that I mean that is kind of really courteous, dude. Like just to wear a mask. Like, well, yeah. What if your breath smells?
You'd be surprised at how many crazy anti-maskers are here in New Jersey too. Like, I mean, there was this woman. I think it was up in it was in the same town that Dee was from. There was a woman that told someone else to put a mask on, and she ended up getting punched in the face. It's crazy. Yeah. It was an elderly. Like, why would you punch an elderly woman just because she told you to put a mask on? Makes no sense. I just really hope that this thing is done and over with, because from what I heard, once we progress truly into winter, things are going to get a lot worse. Apparently, from what I understand, 70% of all independent musicians say that the COVID pandemic has threatened them financially. And we're already seeing the effects of that with all the venues closing, with certain bands, breaking up, not being able to, afford studio time.
Dude, yeah, and band artists fucking ODing and shit, like because they're
yes, because of the whole loneliness, because they can't, speak to any other band members in practice. A lot of them are, going through depression, substance abuse, domestic abuse too. So yeah. It's really bad. I really hope that this doesn't cripple the scene.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't want to say anything because I don't want to jinx it, but I feel like once everything does open up again, like I'm hoping for like a boom, like a boom of everything back, like backyard gigs happening all the fucking time again. The smaller clubs and bars having shows in like their parking lots and whatnot, because they already cleared area, for like that's a lot of businesses did. They cleared areas for like outdoor dining and everything. Like, what if they just kept it there and had fucking bands play and everything, like just to get more people in?
That's what I want to see more of,
That's really what I'm hoping for, is that like, once all this is done, dude, like, like fucking, it's just like fucking those big gigs at the Coliseum and the Rose Bowl and the new stadiums they built, like they get all fucking crazy and wild again.
Yep. Crowd surfing, moshing, slam dancing, all that. Yeah, I'm more concerned about like the local scenes too, because those are the artists that have, I guess you could say, a lot of the talent, a lot of the things that you don't really see from mainstream metal bands and mainstream punk artists. They're the ones that are willing to experiment, try new things out. Like Neon Funeral. I mean, how many metal bands do you know that incorporate synthwave and mix it in with metal? You don't really hear about that often. That was like my first time hearing that.
Yeah, man, and like the stuff, the bands that are still together and cooking and everything, like the shit that they're coming out with now is it's hard, dude. It's hard and it's good, and like that's what I'm saying. Like the talent is there, man. Like a
Yeah.
lot of a lot of these bands and everything, they're ready just to fucking knock it off. And I'm sure once everything opens again, like that's exactly what they're gonna do. Get as many gigs as they can and as many people out, man, because everybody's been inside for too long.
Yep. I have a feeling this summer is going to be pretty wild. It's going to be a really busy summer.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because that's when they say that things are going to start reopening again. Anyway, between spring and summer.
Yeah.
So I'm saving up as much cash as I can. Once the concert tickets start going back on sale, then that's
well, I bought a whole bunch, bro, and everything got shut down. So I'm like, I still have them. I'm still held on to them and everything. So yeah, once everything gets rescheduled, man, I'm there. It's funny that you mentioned Scribble, dude, because he was the one that was like, "Oh, dude, if you get a floor ticket to System, I might get you backstage." So I bought a floor ticket to System, and but now I don't even know if Korn's going to be playing. So I had a ticket to Korn, System, and Faith No More. So
good
yeah.
lineup too.
What happened?
I said that's a good lineup too.
Yeah, exactly, dude. It was gonna be a great show, and I was like, like, should I get a seat or just or get a floor ticket, whatever. But because Korn is playing, he has a connection that will let us get backstage. But now I don't even know.
That is exciting though.
Yeah, dude, I was fucking stoked, man. It was like this year, and then I have then there's Megadeth and Lamb of God. They're going on tour again, and then Testament with Black Dahlia and Municipal Waste. Like
That's one.
Yeah.
Now that's a show I definitely need to go to. I mean, Megadeth, Lamb of God, Municipal Waste, Black. It's like you took
Black Dahlia,
four of like my top 20 favorite metal bands and threw them all in one show.
Yeah, dude, I fucking oh man, this year was going to be such a great year for shows and everything, and so I'm excited, man. Once everything starts getting back together and opening up, man. I'm already there. I'm there for sure.
So any local pubs in your area or?
No,
Holy snap! Is that D Rotten?
Yep.
That's D Rotten. What's up, D?
He's alive. He probably just woke up from a weed nap.
Oh, weed naps, aren't they the best?
That motherfucker, dude. Let's we were supposed to do a show, and I was already kind of late. And what did I just tell you, dude? What did I say? I called it.
Yep, just woke up.
But yeah, we were supposed to do a show and everything, and like I was already late, so I can't really be that mad. So I told him, I was like, oh, like something's come up, I'll be back, and I'll let you know. So I hit him up, and he's like, oh, I'm at Walmart right now. The line is super long, and I don't think I'm gonna get out of here for a while. And I was like, okay, so how long? And he was like, 6 o'clock your time. So it was like, 3 o'clock here. Motherfucker didn't hit me up until 6 o'clock my time. And as a matter of fact,
that's hilarious.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, he didn't hit me up. I had to text him and be like, yo, are we doing this? Like, it's fucking 9 o'clock where you're at. Like, are we gonna get started or what? And then he texts me back like, dude, I just smoked a big old bowl, and I just woke up from a weed nap, and I was like, oh Jesus.
Oh man,
dude. So yeah, I totally believe it. He's awake. He's in now. We got 2 people watching, man.
2's pretty good.
Yeah, man. The last couple episodes. I had about 5 viewers of the entire time, all throughout the entire show.
Well, that's actually, to be honest, 5 is a lot better than what I even get when I try to do live streams.
Yeah, but
Like,
you use later on, like that, like that's it. Like I usually get those 5, and then maybe a few more after that. Like I'm only in the hundreds still on YouTube views and all that shit. Even on Facebook, and Facebook is like my biggest market, man.
yeah, because when you share something on Facebook, people are gonna like continuously share it if they like the content that's out there. That's one of the things that I noticed.
Yeah,
It's like I noticed I was getting lots of views. I'm like, why am I getting so many more views on Facebook than on YouTube? Is because people are sharing it and people are watching it. Now they might not watch the whole thing, but if you watch like 1 or 2 minutes of it, you kind of get the gist of what's going on. And then they're going to like it. Then they're going to man, this is crazy. I didn't know you guys are going to be on tonight. Huh.
dude, I told you, D, man. I'm fucking locking them in, man. I got shit in my back pocket all the time.
But I think Twitter has helped out Famcast a lot too, because I noticed a lot of people are retweeting the stuff that D's posting. A lot of people are retweeting Humpcast stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like a little I guess you could say critical here, but it's kind of hard to retweet a lot of the Rat Talk stuff, because every time I try to retweet it, it says these tweets. It says Matt the Rat can't be retweeted, can't be tagged in this tweet, and I'm like, why is it doing that? I'm like, maybe I don't know if my account is suspended or if there's restrictions put on the account. But every time I try to tag you in like a certain post,
it's private though. So
it's privated.
Yeah, I think.
My bad. I didn't even know.
I didn't even realize that, but yeah, I'll fix that shit.
I mean, if it's privated for like jobs and whatnot, then I don't blame you.
No, actually, man, that's one thing cool about my job is that they don't really care for that shit. They don't look at it. Well, I mean, they care, but they don't really look at it. They don't seek it out.
Yeah, that's a relief.
Yeah. I was gonna go into that, but actually, I shouldn't. My job's cool, man. That's all I'll leave it at. Shit, I totally lost my train of thought right now.
Yeah, the liquor is starting to get to me already. Damn, I didn't even realize how much fucking peanut butter I drank.
All right, well, what's the future looking like for Satanic Panic, man? Like, are you just gonna keep doing what you're doing? How's everything?
I'm going to, for the most part, just continue doing what I'm doing. Answering questions about Satanism. Still continue, to speak about. Well, there's actually a lot more stuff I'm planning on doing in the future. There's certain artists that I'm working with. As you can see, I put 2 beats that I made onto my channel, and that was basically done as a test, because there's certain independent artists, local artists, bands and rappers and stuff like that want me to produce music for them. I have one artist that I'm working with out of Kentucky. I'm gonna give her a shout out. Her name is the Goddess 444 on Twitter. She's I guess you can say a pop / witch pop singer. She believes in, I think, a religion called atheism, and she wants me to produce beats for her. Now, one of the songs that she was covering was a Tyra Banks song, so that's what I'm working on with her right now. I had the instrumental all done. I sent that to her. Just got to wait for her to record the vocals. And I said, as soon as her album drops, I'm going to review it on Satanic Panic and give her some exposure. And also, I do have like a few, I guess you could say, alternative type rappers, like none of the rah-rah crap that you hear on the radio. Like, this is all independent, creative, original work. So I said, you know what? If I like it, I'm going to review it. I'm going to give you guys as much exposure as possible. And, just going to critique it. If there's something I don't like, I'll let you know. If there's something I really like, I'm going to put that front, first, and center. But yeah, I've been sharing some of my independent music, my beats. Do plan on doing some covers myself. I mean, I have enough equipment now. Got the new keyboard right here. I got the old one sitting over in the corner off camera. and then I have like the fucking my banjo over here, so you can get some really cool sounds when you connect a banjo to a fucking cabinet. So see how that sounds. Do a few playthroughs, covers.
Well, shit. How long you been playing, man?
To be honest, on and off since high school. Like my first band that I was in, it was called. You're gonna laugh when I tell you this. It was called PBC, Purebred Children. But we just kept the acronym as PBC, and then we just wrote the word hair afterwards. So it was called PBC Hair. We basically we would sing about all sorts of things. I started off with bass in that band, and I was playing the bass and rapping all at the same time. Like some like when we do live shows, we would sometimes have volunteers from the audience, and they would be like, "Oh, rap about food or rap about orange juice or something like that." And then one of us would play a beat. The drummer would beat a drum, and I would just play a random melody. And then one person would start rapping. Then they would pass the mic to the next person. Then they would pass the mic to the next person. It was fun. I haven't done anything like that for quite some time now.
Yeah, this is what D posted. But I knew it was really funny. He had to specify.
I think there's only like 2 live clips of that show. If they're still on YouTube, they might have gotten deleted, but if they're still around, then I will repost them.
But yeah, pubic hair, dude. That's what we're looking for.
Because I'm like, it adds comedy when people hear that and see the name, they're gonna start laughing.
No, honestly, like you could just be like, "Oh, we're purebred children," and like that's all it is. And so when they Google it and everything, they put pure. But what pops up is PBC hair.
Yep. and also another reason why we added the hair is because we all had like crazy hairstyles back then. Like through like I think the entire 4 years I was in high school, I had a fade. Now, my senior year, right before I went to prom, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to modify the fade. Instead of having a fade, I'm going to wear a Gumby. You ever you ever how DJ Jazzy Jeff had it in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? How it like slants down on the side? That's how I had it.
Oh shit.
Or like Bobby Brown. It's been, and then you see me all bald, and I'm like, what happened to all the hair? Well, I guess you can say age kicked in. 26 hit me hard. I started getting all like gray and whatnot, and then I guess you can say I've been used to being bald so long that when I grow hair, it just gets all itchy. So I'm like, all right, screw it. I might as well just take the razor blade, shave it all off, and it might stay like this permanently for the rest of my life.
Dude, I just turned 27, and yeah, I'm fucking battling it too on the top of my head. That line was not there last year.
The part.
Yeah, yeah, it wasn't that bad, man. So I know what you mean, man.
I'm surprised my head got all salt and peppery so fast because I was literally like all black like last year, and then not last year, the year before I was all black, and then I start seeing patches of gray here, patches of gray in the front, a whole bunch of gray in the back. I'm like, oh no, what I don't know what's going on with me. Looking like fucking Gandalf the Grey.
Wait, I was gonna say, so you could grow your hair, it's just gray?
Say what?
You could grow your hair, but it's just gray? Is that what you're saying?
Like it's like all gray in the back, and then like certain patches of gray up on the top and the sides. But I think the thing that bothers me about hair growth the most is that it just gets so itchy all of a sudden. So,
dude, that's not even that bad, man. Going bald is so much worse.
No, I mean, I've gotten compliments on being bald. I mean, you have to understand. It's gonna be funny, but Anton LaVey was bald, so.
Oh shit!
I'm like,
it's so funny. Like I didn't expect you to be, because I usually see you with your hats on and everything. You got some sort of hat on or something covering your head.
Yeah, I literally just did another fresh shave today, so I'm like, wait for all the oils and the coconut oil and the sheen to, soak into my scalp.
And you get a real nice shine right there on top, dude.
I just wish it stayed this shiny. Watch. In 2 more days, my hair is going to grow back. So,
shit.
It grows back so fast. It's a shame because I've been trying to get my facial hair to grow and it just doesn't grow. So I'm like, all right, guess I'm stuck with this goatee.
Hey, story of my life, dude. This isn't even shade that's on the side of my cheek. It's actually it's hair. It just makes my jawline look a little more shady on camera.
No, she's pretty nice. Like mine's grows in patches. Like it'll grow thick on one side, and then on the other side it'll grow thick in certain parts, and then like short in other parts.
No,
and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just wait for it to grow in, and it would never grow in. The thick parts would keep getting thicker, and the short parts just wouldn't grow at all. So I'm like, all right, I guess I wasn't meant to have a full beard. So
I'm battling with right now. I don't have. Yeah, I can't grow a full beard either, man. Story of my life.
and the thing is, I tried everything: beard balms and hair growth formula. Nah. I think that I did manage to grow a beard like earlier this year, but it went bad pretty fast because one side just grew. This side grew all long, and this side just stayed the same.
Oh shit! You had a crooked beard. It looked
like it looks so weird.
It looked like your hair when you styled it. It was all fucking slanted one way. You had a beard going the other way.
Oh man.
All right, man. Well, I think this is a good time to end it, dude. This is a fucking honor. This was great to have you on.
Hey, I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
we need to get together like this a lot more often. Do a lot more because I'm usually off on Mondays and Wednesdays. So
perfect. Yep, that's perfect.
But who knows? My schedule might change because, like I said, I'm planning on putting in my resignation at my other job. So I don't know what new job in my new schedule is going to be, but I'll keep you guys updated on that.
Yeah, definitely let us know because we would love to see more of you. More of you, and us getting together like this. We're gonna do another holiday special soon. I was thinking Valentine's Day. We'll do another one.
Perfect. Valentine's Day is a good holiday.
Yeah, exactly. So
I call it SAD, Single Awareness Day, because I'm single. But I don't mind it because I'm polyamorous too. So
it's perfect. It's a good holiday that we should go. We'll definitely plan that out, man. All right, I'm gonna take it out on a song by a band that I was actually getting really into right before quarantine hit and all of that. Oh wait, hold on. We got one last message from.
Embrace the grays, embrace the receding hairline. Just call it getting cooler. Yeah.
That's a good positive.
That's a good outlook on it.
Yeah.
I can co-sign to that.
All right, man. It was good to fucking see you. It was good to fucking do this. Thank you all for tuning in. We're gonna take it out on a band called Yesterday's Donuts called Play Pretend. Do you want to plug anything else before we let it all go?
If you guys want to know more, I'll be doing a show with Scribble Wednesday night at 9:00, and we'll be discussing the top 10 best Immortal songs of all time. I'm going to be listing my personal favorites, and he's going to be listing his. So, anyone wants to tune in on that? We're going to be live at 9:00.
Fuck yeah, dude! There it is, Scribble. He's got a big.
It's gonna be my first time on Psycho Head Blowout, so let's see how it goes.
There you go, man. All right, dude. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. I appreciate it. I hope everything goes according to plan. Of course, stay safe out there, brother.
All right, thank you so much for inviting me. It was a pleasure. Hail Satan!
Hail Satan, motherfuckers! All right, guys, we're gonna take it out. Yesterday's Donuts. Play Pretend.
Break out of character, trading tears for laughter. Can't tell what is real or fake. Why not take another take? Hate it just as much as you do. But this is what it's come to. As long as we play our cards right, sleep in different beds at night, then everything should be alright. Let's pretend that we're in love, even though we're tired of keeping up this endless perfect charade. All we really gotta do is to say I love you, I love you. Let's pretend that we're in love, even though we're tired of keeping up this endless perfect charade. All we really gotta do is to say I love you, I love you.